All right, what is going on, everybody? I'm going to do a trade recap on how I made a little bit over $9,000 today, traded the NASDAQ across 8 of my accounts. Um, so yeah, I mean, like, we're in a weird position, right? I'm kind of just gonna get right into it, but like, we have this huge unfilled new week opening gap, right? So just off of this, like I was like looking for longs today, right? And like obviously, like for those of you that traded today, you know that today was like a legit chop fest around like the 9 o'clock area, as you can see here. Chop. But I was continuously looking for longs. Up into obviously like the new week opening gap didn't get tagged, but I was looking for longs into here, right? And like just pre-market, I was anticipating longs to play out. Why? Because we had this swing low that we created, and I was anticipating us to kind of go up into premium of the range, and like hit like something, and then like maybe sell off, or just like completely pump up to new week opening gap. It's always good to use like ranges like this. If you're like in discount, you always want to long up to premium. If you're in premium, you always want to short on the discount. Just something that I'm able to use. But that is the reasoning. I was looking for longs. Market opened up a little bit of chop. I entered on long on some of my accounts right before market opened. Literally just off of the CSD forming right here. I had a level, I think like it was like in 2-2 or something. Yeah, it was like 2-2-2. It went into like 18 points of drawdown, which is like a little bit too much for it to be like an actual level. But I entered on the CSD, anticipating longs to play out to these highs. So I took TP on my top sub accounts, and it was about, I was in two minis, and so 60 points. I think it was like 4K or something on a couple of those, and then or like 3K or something. But the really good trade that I took today, and I actually called out while I was live trading for the students, was a rejection block entry actually. And I don't really like use a lot of rejection blocks when I trade, but it was actually a pretty clean rejection block entry. So we had this 5 minute fair value gap that was getting respected off the wick. We created a rejection block um, off of it, right? So all we did was tapped into it, boom, create a rejection block. So I'm gonna get rid of this 5 minute, but we created this rejection block, and what is inside the rejection block? I would show you the 30-second time frame, but there was a 30-second fair value gap that paired right at consequent encroachment of the 5 minute FVG basically, and I entered right at 948. It was like the level that I had was 6-7 or 270, sorry. So it's right here that I had the level marked out, and I called this out, and you went into about 2.5 points of drawdown, which was like really clean. Um, and then obviously like the only really target is like this, at least like if you're like taking like your low hanging fruit, it's like just this high, right here up top. If you target a new week opening gap, like you probably got like break even or something. But like this is like the target that like I was kind of looking at to get swept out off of this. And like, yeah, I mean, it's really clean. On the 30-second, there's a fair value gap here. I don't actually have trading views like seconds time frame, but like if you look here, if I go long level, like the entry is right at 7-0. I told all my students to enter. Oh my goodness. I said enter as soon as it hits a 30-second fair value gap, the consequent encroachment of it. It perfectly taps it. You see the rejection of the wick, stop loss is at the low. All you literally have is a 3-point stop loss targeting this high, and it is a legit like 1 to 30 RR, as you can see here. And like I'm pretty sure at least 10 to 15 of my students in the live call this morning took this trade and absolutely banked. It was a really clean long that we all took. Just anticipating like this engineered high from market rip to be swept out, but. This is the trade recap for today and how I made a little bit over $9,000 trading the NASDAQ. Hopefully I can kind of keep these videos coming out for you guys. And yeah, everything's going to be linked down below in the description. I appreciate every single one of you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.